give some tribute now to a great comedy woman. Anne Meara has passed away. She and her husband, Jerry Stiller, performed as a comedy team on TV back in the 1960s. They were married for over 60 years, and their parents, a famed comedian, Ben Stiller, and they've got a daughter named Amy. Anne Meara passed away on Saturday at the age of 85. America lost a true comedy legend. She will surely be missed. She appeared in several sitcoms throughout the years, including The Courtship of Eddie's Father and wrote it back in the 1970s. So today we want to know, in addition to Three's Company, what was your favorite sitcom back in the 70s?
Is there any question?
Is there any question?
Exactly. How do you look at the sitcom scenarios today as opposed to when you were, at the star of Three's Company? I mean, has it changed that much?
I think it has. I think it's, except for specific shows.
Yeah.
Like, who is funnier than Charlie Sheen?
Right.
He may be a bad boy, but that guy is funny, and his comedy timing is perfect.
Yeah.
So I love that show. There are a few shows that I love. But there was, when I was doing sitcoms, first of all, we had 3 networks. It's all, so if you were a hit, you were such a huge hit. And Three's Company was the #1 show for all those years. But there was a coterie of old Jewish writers, and they're all from the Catskills and the Borscht Belt and all that, and they were funny as hell. And in punch-ups and write-ups during, you do show 1 and then you'd all meet with the writers and do show 2. They were so fast, so funny. And I've often thought about why were those guys so funny? Like quick, like, remember how Alan King was just so quick on everything? I think they came from parents who went through the Holocaust. And I think if you go through something that life-altering, that devastating, that you either have 2 ways to look at it. It does you in, or you choose to use it to see the brighter side, the funny side of life. And so I worked with Harry Crane, who wasn't Jewish, so it doesn't.
Not all Jewish.
But he seemed Jewish. He was as funny as all the Jewish writers. Harry Crane, who wrote the original Jackie Gleason show, and that's like so long ago, but and I was watching on CBS the other night, the I Love Lucy. They did a special. It holds up.
Timeless.
She's so unbelievably funny. So a lot of sitcoms, you have to service the family. Even when I was on Step by Step, there were times we could have been so much funnier, but you had to be the good mother. Because if you went for the real joke,
and that
you
reminded
would be
me
a bad
so
mother.
much of Brady Bunch, which was, debuted in '69, so it really was a '70s show. So that's the one I remember most.
Yes,
Sorry.
right.
Brady Bunch, but then you were my girl in the '90s. I mean, Step by Step, and we were talking TGIF every Friday night.
That's right.
ABC Family,
I was
pizza.
that cool mother.
You were Carol,
but it was
cool
a
mom.
very sexual show if you think about it.
You go back and watch.
Step by Step, if you really think about what it's about Frank and Carol want to have sex, and they have so many kids they can never find a time or a quiet or a private place to do it. Every show was about that.
It was about that.
See,
and it went right over my head.
Memory from Three's Company.
My favorite, I've never ever worked with anybody the caliber of John Ritter in relative to physical humor. I think there are 2 great physical comics of this generation, and that was Dick Van Dyke, who is alive and so happy. Dick Van Dyke lives around the corner from me, and he's remarried to a 40-year-old woman who loves him, adores him, loves him, and she's beautiful but not a babe, so that you don't go, oh my God. And he's so happy. Greatest physical comic, and John Ritter was as good as Dick Van Dyke.
Funny you should say that, because now that you're saying that, I just remember watching the black and whites when he's walking in the door and he falls over the ottoman. John Ritter did the same thing. He walked in and you fall over stuff.
It's choreography. It's
You
like
played
dancing.
Ditzy so well.
I did.
You did.
I did.
You're such a smart, savvy businesswoman. And so people, do you feel like you were trapped in that role for a while, playing the
typecasted?
Well, I think the only time it really had a negative effect was when I renegotiated. My contract was up in year 6, and so I had to renegotiate. And they thought they were renegotiating with Chrissy Snow, and I'm thinking, no, I'm just acting.
Yes,
because I was the woman who said, I would like you to pay me what you're paying the men. And the men were making 10 times.
30,000 as opposed to 150,000 an episode?
And that was the low end for men.
Right.
The men were making 150, 200.
Wow.
I think Alan Alda and Carol O'Connor were making $350 a week.
Right.
And so I was going, hey, what's the deal? I'm on the
And
number
you were
one
the
show.
show. Yeah,
They're number
you
10
made it.
and 15, and And it
so
was, I got fired.
Was that a woman's thing too? Because here you were stepping up and saying, baby, you're going to have to be fair with me.
Yeah, just want what parity. You know, always in the Zen big picture, I landed on my feet, and it probably was better for me because I had to reinvent, and then I started learning about feeling it. When you get just about up here in our business, you either have to go this way or that way, but if you don't, you're going to dip. And so if I didn't get fired, I probably would have stayed on sitcoms, and that probably would have been a very nice life. But this allowed me to become a Vegas headliner, to be an author, and now I'm a singing headliner.
A singing Dancing with the Stars,
author.
Spa.
Yes,
we have to go to a commercial break.
That's
we'll
too
continue
bad.
this conversation on the other side. We'll be right back.